Before Odin ruled the heavens and Thor wielded Mjolnir, there was Tyr, the god of war, law, and justice, the bravest of the Aesir, whose name strikes fear and awe across the 9 realms. Tyr is one of the oldest gods in the Norse pantheon, often overshadowed by the more famous gods like Odin and Thor. But who exactly is Tyr? He is the god of war, but not just any war. Tyr embodies the principles of fair combat and justice. Unlike other gods who may seek power or revenge, Tyr fights for truth and law. One of the most famous myths involving Tyr is his sacrifice to bind the fearsome wolf Fenrir. A giant wolf was the offspring of the trickster god Loki and the giantess Angrboda. From the moment of his birth, it was clear that Fenrir was destined for greatness and destruction. The gods of Asgard were deeply concerned about the prophecy that foretold Fenrir's role in Ragnarok, the end of the world. As Fenrir grew, so did his strength and ferocity, becoming so immense that even the gods feared him. To prevent the chaos that Fenrir was prophesied to unleash, the gods decided to bind him. They attempted to restrain him with various chains, but Fenrir broke through each one with ease, laughing at their attempts. Finally, the gods sought the help of the dwarves, who forged a magical ribbon called Gleipnir. Gleipnir was no ordinary binding. It was created from 6 impossible things: the sound of a cat's footsteps, the beard of a woman, the roots of a mountain, the sinews of a bear, the breath of a fish, the spittle of a bird. Though thin and delicate, Gleipnir was stronger than any chain. The gods, knowing that Fenrir would be suspicious of Gleipnir's light appearance, approached the wolf with a cunning plan. They challenged him to test his strength against the ribbon, claiming it was merely a game. However, Fenrir was no fool. He sensed a trap and refused to be bound unless one of the gods placed their hand in his mouth as a sign of good faith. Tyr stepped forward to volunteer. He knew the risks and what could happen. When Fenrir agreed to be tied up with Gleipnir, he struggled hard, but the magical ribbon held him tight. Realizing he had been deceived, Fenrir bit down on Tyr's hand, cutting it off at the wrist. This act of sacrifice by Tyr was a testament to his bravery and commitment to justice. Bound and unable to break free, Fenrir was left by the gods in a remote place. To further secure him, the gods drove a sword into his mouth, holding his jaws open and preventing him from biting. The wolf was left to howl in rage, but he remained bound until the prophesied events of Ragnarok. Tyr's sacrifice became one of his defining moments, forever marking him as a god of justice and selflessness. However, the story of Fenrir and Tyr did not end with the binding. According to the prophecy, Fenrir would eventually break free at Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods, and wreak havoc on the world. He would kill Odin the All-Father before being slain by Odin's son Vidar. Tyr too would meet his fate at Ragnarok, dying in a battle against the monstrous hound Garm. Over time, as Odin's influence grew and Thor became the champion of the common people, Tyr's role diminished. But his story is one that resonates deeply with those who value honor above all else.